Hello, everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to communicate research. So here, the focus is on the first step to use the tool PowerPoint slides. How to develop and create your presentation slides. So the focus of this video will not be on how to deliver your talk, but rather how to make your slides ready and how you should effectively use the PowerPoint tool to create your presentation slides. I understand some of you might use PowerPoint, others may use LaTeX. And no matter what kind of tool you use to create your PowerPoint slides, okay, and create the presentation slides, the materials, the basic idea behind the talk is the same. Now, how to use PowerPoint. There are many tips on how to use the PowerPoint. First, you see, I have these logos right here. You cannot, when you click on it, you cannot really move it because I created this logo in the template. So if you go View and Slide Master, you will be able to see I have a template for my slides. You want to create your own style. In my case, I like wider screens. Some people like a square, and after so many years, I found the square slides do not really look as good as the wider ones. But it's your call, and the materials that inside the slides are more important. And also how to deliver the talk is also more important. Now, how do you change the logo? You go to the master slides. This is a master title style. You can fix the font weight. You can make it bold and the font size, font style. And each level of the text can be in different font size. So in this way, you don't have to change every slide. You just create things in the master template. Then when you can change this one to the left a little bit. If you change this one, everything over here will change. If you want to add another, for example, if you are going for a conference, you can add the conference logo here. If you want to add NSF, you can put an NSF logo here. But if you want to add the chart logo, you can put the chart logo right here. Okay, you can make it smaller and put it right here. So if you put it in the master template, you see every slide will change no matter how you create the slides. So go to the slide master. If you close the master view, you will be able to see every slide will be changed. And second, please note, some of you put the logos right here or put the logos right here. You shouldn't do that. You should always put the logo on the top. Now, let me show you what you should put in the bottom. If you view the slide master, you see what is in the bottom. The bottom is the time. This is default by the Microsoft PowerPoint. You see the bottom is the time you create the slides, and this can change over time automatically if you specify. And also the footer, you can put the footer specific, for example, for this presentation, who did this, or the page number. Please note, the page number is so important. And for many of those kids, they do presentation for the first time, they don't have page number. And why page number is so important? Because when you are giving the talk, you see you have page number here. Every page you have page number. And it can be done automatically. You see here, you just go insert, slide number. If I uncheck this one, apply to all, you don't see the slide number anymore. But if you check the slide number and check the date and time, you apply to all, you will see they will appear in every slide you have. Okay, so this is very important. I hope after you enter the PhD program and receive my training, Everybody, when you do the slides, you will have a slide number, and you will know how to use the slide master. This is the first lesson, okay? If you enter my lab, and you will learn this. And in the future, if you see anybody else, they don't have slide number, that means this person basically still new to how to make a presentation. Now, there are many things you can change in the slide master. If you go to the slide master, you can see, you can specify the style, font size, and everything in the slide master. Again, don't put your logo on the bottom. Doesn't look really good, okay? But you can put a copyright like Hui Yang, or copyright your name. Then these people will know who is the person doing this presentation and also who the slides belongs to. Okay, so those are the slide master. I want you to define your own master template for your own presentation in the future. Second, why doing a presentation or nice presentation, deliver a very good presentation is so important, because it helps you to maybe go for the job market, and the job market can be for academia or industry. You will be able to do some winning job talks and successful thesis defense, and you can, if you become a speaker or become a teacher, you will be able to give very inspiring lectures. And good talks, excellent talks will help promotions in academia, also in the industry. Okay. And the slides, if you make the slides very well, it will maximize the opportunity to have your ideas valued and accepted by your audience. Okay. When you deliver the talk, don't hold your hand like this and do this kind of behavior and put your hand in the pocket. This is very defensive, because people will realize that you are pretty nervous, okay? But you do this occasionally, that's fine, but you don't want to do this all the time. That means you are not very open, you are closed. If you look at successful speakers and inspiring speakers, like Steve Jobs, Obama, even Donald Trump and Clinton, you see they open their hand. And they are very open, and they are very welcome for people, welcome to people to accept their ideas, and welcome people to discuss with them. So you will feel more friendly with this kind of gesture. Now I'm going to talk about the slides again. The slides are so important. You see, many people, if they are new to making the slides, you will see that they have a lot of words on the slides. Pretty much they want to treat the slides, the presentation slides, as the speaker notes. So if you read here, I often tell people that they should not treat their slides as their speaker notes. Most people think that might be an exaggeration. However, I recently watched a webinar where the presenter literally had all their speaker notes on the slides. Every single word they said was on the screen in short paragraphs like this. We all had to read their whole presentation, word for word, chunks at a time. There was a lot of other things going on with their slides, like a template that took up a lot of space, videos used in the less than effective way. I end up minimizing the webinar and just listening because I couldn't stand it any longer. Don't put the speaker notes, and you want to make sure you only put figures, statistics, and keywords that will remind you on what to speak at each slide, and remind you to convey and deliver the story effectively to the audience. You don't want to put large body of text words into the slides. That is a terrible way to do the slides. Okay, you want to avoid people to read your slides. Don't ever do this. Even the most well-practiced presenter comes off sounding monotonous and boring when reading slides. Plus, breaking eye contact with your audience is a surefire way to lose their interest. You don't want to lose their interest. You only want to put figures, animations, videos, and keywords in the slides. When you read your slides, so here I'm reading my slides because I really want you guys, you don't do it in the future. This is what the client, your audience will see. If you turn back to the screen and you just read it, and people look at the back of your head, bad postures, low eye contact, excessive movement, lack of useful gestures, and a robotic presence, no storytelling. So again, don't put a lot of words and read them to your audience. That's not a good way to create the slides. When you do the slides, make sure you see this is 10-point area, 15-point area. You see, I have used area all the way. I think area is pretty much very friendly font style to the audience. And you won't feel this. Only if you had like 20 talks, you will find, okay, some of the font size and how they organize slides are really annoying. But others may be very welcoming or open. So you want to choose some of the font size that's easily readable by, they can be visually read by people in the background of you of the webinar room, or a large auditorium or seminar room. You have a large group of audience. You want everybody can see what's in the what is in the slides. You don't want to use this small font. People cannot see it. Immediately they will lose their interest. So if you only put a keywords and you talk about it, because people want to hear you talk about the ideas. They don't want to read the slides by themselves. So put some keywords in large font, and then make sure they can be seen by the audience. And don't do your slides in this way. And some people even do a large body of slides and large chunk of words over here. This is terrible. And try to do it in this way, and only keywords, only figures, okay, in the slides, and do the storytelling, okay. And this is also applicable to the research poster. As you can see in the left side, you see a poster with keywords, okay, and with a lot of figures. This is very friendly. But if you see this one, I see many undergrad students, when they first create the slides, if you try to observe a little bit closely in the future, you will see some of the presenters, they do it in this way. And they have less figures, a lot of words. This is very offensive. And people has to read them all. And people, because if you come to a poster, you want to interact with the speaker, and you want to listen to the story that is told by the speaker. You don't want to just read it by yourself. Otherwise, you don't need the speaker anymore. The same for the presentation. You want to hear from the speaker, not just read the notes or a lot of words in the slides by yourself. Okay, so this is very critical. So how to make your slides. Now, if you see a slide that I have done before, this is what I have done. I don't have logos, but I do have page numbers. And how do you do the page number? You see here, insert, slide number. You can even add date and time. You can take it off. If you want to add a folder, you can say copyright at Young. Okay, and then you apply them to all. You will see this comes to every slide. Okay, slide master. View the slide master. This is a very important, and also handout master. You see, this is handout master. What will happen to the handout? That will happen when you print them. You see, when you print them, it can be slides. You want to have handout, but you want to, you can also print them as a handout. This is a handout. You can print 2. You will see everything will come out. You can have the borders. Okay, and those are the handout printout. If you go back, let me show you my presentation. This is my presentation. You can do the slide sorter, or you can make it smaller immediately. You can do the slide sorter. You see, I don't have a lot of words. I only have pictures. If I have this picture, I will talk about what is happening in Internet of Things, this picture, this picture. They are all pictures after picture. And somewhere, if I make it bigger, I have animations. So those kind of short animations, you don't want to make your animation very far, very long, or videos very long. You want to make sure it is less than 1 minute and help you, because each slide is going to take about 1 minute. You don't want it to be longer than 1 minute. So if this is a 50 minutes talk, you want to have maybe 45 to 52 slides, because some slides you will go a little bit longer, some slides you will go a little bit, take a little bit shorter time. So you want to have this kind of animation that it can take about 1 minute time. Don't be longer than that, because people will lose interest if you have like 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Immediately they watch the video, they don't have to listen to you anymore. Okay, and figures. This is an animation figure. You see, if you go here, you click, 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 and then it will become a figure. Because when you make it, you have figure after figure. This is animation after animation. Okay, you just, if you go to animation, you will see the animation pane. You will see each figure, they were covered by another figure. By click, you see this is on click, and one of them will disappear. The second one will come. So this is an animation. You want to use those animation to your advantage. Okay, again, don't put a lot of words, but you want to put this kind of like statistics on the slide, because sometimes you cannot recall all the statistics, like which year and what is the number. So you want those statistics on your slides, and you want to make sure some of them, if they're very important, you want to use colors. For example, here, in this slide, I use colors because I want to catch people's attention. I want to create contrast so that people immediately see what I want to emphasize. But many of my students, when they first use colors, they always use red. I tell them I don't like red. Why? Because you see, in everyday life, if you drive your car on the way to the school, you will see the red light means stop, and green light means go. So you don't want to create a lot of red lights and let people to see, oh, this is alert, and this is bad. And you want to use blue, those kind of make people feel bad. Make people feel that this is alert. Sometimes you want them to be attention. And those are good stuff, right? Okay. So you don't have to put a lot of words. And you can, for example, these slides, you can do it with 3 paragraphs of words, and then you can let people read. But instead, you can put 2 pictures, and then you explain what is cyber physical system. And you can put animations. This is another animation, but don't make it more than 2 minutes. Okay, so this is air traffic, the network modeling in the world. Okay, so let me stop here, and you can go back. Of course, you want to make sure you have some equations, because we are industrial engineers. You want to make sure people appreciate the depth and also appreciate the story you have. But most importantly, put figures. You see, from here, from beginning to the end of my talk is about 41 minutes because they only give me 45 minutes to deliver this talk. So I have 41. In the end, I have my contact information. And in the middle, you see I put some of the reference, okay? If you put a reference, make sure you put some of your own papers so that people know if they want to see the details, they can go to this paper and review the details of the methodology. And you can see, you can also add some figures and in the end, you may want to introduce and how engineers play basketball. This is a hilarious video and just trying to use a fun video to illustrate what is my lab, because you need to do a lot of measurements. But some of you have already watched my lecture before. You know how I try to make a story and make sure people is entertained by my talk. At the same time, they get some get the ideas, the value of the ideas delivered. Okay. So again, maximize your opportunity to get the ideas valued and accepted by your audience. But the first step is to learn how to effectively use the PowerPoint slides. And you need to learn how to create the presentation materials. And later, I'm going to introduce more on how to deliver the talks and how to maybe do the storytelling. But here, first, learn how to use the tool that is PowerPoint slides. Okay, this is the end of this video. I hope this video is really helpful for you to learn the advanced skills and to use the PowerPoint slides for your presentation.